You reach for that bottle of extra virgin olive oil, the one you've bought for years. The label says, "Imported from Italy." It has a picture of a sun-drenched Tuscan estate. It says, 100% pure, and you trust it. Because why wouldn't you? Here's why. A landmark study from the University of California, Davis found that 73% of imported extra virgin olive oil sold in American grocery stores failed international purity standards. 73%. That means nearly 3 out of every 4 bottles on your supermarket shelf are not what they claim to be. And it gets worse. Olive oil is now recognized as the single most fraudulent food product in the world. The profit margin on fake olive oil is up to 3 times higher than the profit margin on cocaine, with a fraction of the legal risk. Today, we're exposing 12 brands you need to stop buying immediately, and 4 that are actually pure. Stick around for number 1 on the avoid list. It's the best-selling olive oil brand in the world, and what's actually in that bottle will make your stomach turn. Great value, Walmart. Let's start with America's budget pick. Great value, 100% extra virgin olive oil. Walmart's house brand, marketed directly at price-conscious shoppers. In the UC Davis study, 1 out of 3 samples flat out failed to meet extra virgin standards. The oil showed classic signs of rancidity and degradation, olives that fermented before they were even milled. The problem is the supply chain. To hit that rock-bottom price, Walmart sources bulk oil from multiple countries, Spain, Tunisia, Morocco, and it endures long transit times and temperature swings that guarantee oxidation before it ever reaches the shelf, and it's sold in clear plastic. Light destroys olive oil. This bottle never had a chance. 365 everyday value, Whole Foods. You'd think shopping at Whole Foods protects you. It doesn't. Their 365 everyday value. Italian EVOO failed 2 out of 3 UC Davis tests. A separate investigation by the National Consumers League found that 6 of 11 oils tested from retailers, including Whole Foods, failed international standards. The oil showed elevated markers for thermal degradation and aging, meaning it was old, processed, or blended with cheaper refined oil before it ever hit that premium shelf. A premium price tag does not guarantee a premium product. Safeway Select. Safeway Select, found at Safeway, Vons, and Albertsons, also failed 2 of 3 UC Davis tests, but this one went further. The brand was named as a primary defendant in a massive class action lawsuit in California. Chefs and consumers alleged the company actively defrauded the public by selling degraded oil at extra virgin prices. Lab analysis revealed musty and rancid flavor signatures, chemical proof that the oil had been sitting in storage tanks long past its prime. Rachel Ray. A celebrity face on the bottle means absolutely nothing. Rachel Ray's All-Italian EVOO failed 2 of 3 UC Davis samples. It was also targeted in consumer fraud litigation. The oil is actually packaged by Colavita, using standard bulk blending practices. The celebrity licensing fee has to come from somewhere, and it comes from cheaper source oil. If your label features a TV personality instead of a harvest date, you're paying for marketing, not quality. Mezzetta. You might know Mezzetta for their peppers and olives. Their extra virgin olive oil is a different story. Mezzetta had a 100% failure rate in the UC Davis study. 3 out of 3 samples failed. That's not a fluke. That's a systemic supply chain problem. The brand was named in the multi-brand class action lawsuit. The chemistry points to old, tired oil that sat in European storage tanks too long, losing all vitality before crossing the Atlantic. Newman's Own Organics. This one shocks people. It's organic. It has a feel-good brand, and it failed 2 of 3 UC Davis tests. Here's what most consumers don't understand. Organic means no synthetic pesticides. It says nothing about freshness, milling speed, or how the oil was stored and shipped. Organic olives that are improperly handled or oxidized in transit produce rancid organic oil. You're paying a premium for a word on the label. and getting the same degraded product inside. Now, if you're looking at your kitchen counter right now wondering about that bottle, you should be. Subscribe right now so you never miss another video like this. We expose what brands don't want you to know every single week. And trust me, the brands coming up next are the ones you'll find in almost every kitchen in America. Star. Star is owned by Borges, a massive global agricultural corporation. It failed UC Davis sensory testing and was named in the class action lawsuit. The oil relies on international blends and showed signs of being cut with cheaper refined oil. Here's the key detail. The label says, packed in, a country, not product of. That's a legal loophole. Oil from Spain or Morocco can be shipped to Italy in bulk, bottled there, and legally labeled packed in Italy. It tells you where the cap went on, not where the olives grew. Colavita. Colavita positions itself as premium, authentic Italian. It failed 2 of 3 UC Davis tests. Trained experts detected fermentation and oxidation that are chemically impossible in properly handled fresh oil. Here's the dirty secret of Italian olive oil. Italy consumes far more olive oil than it produces. To supply massive export brands, millions of tons are imported into Italy from Spain, Greece, and Tunisia, blended into a uniform profile, and exported to America with premium Italian branding. You're paying for the flag on the bottle. Pompeian. Pompeian is one of the most ubiquitous brands in America. It had a 100% failure rate. 3 of 3 samples failed. The chemistry revealed elevated pyrophyophytin levels, the smoking gun of olive oil fraud. That proves the oil was subjected to extreme heat, a hallmark of chemical deodorization. Deodorization is how the industry launders rotten oil. They take rancid, lamp-grade oil never fit for consumption, blast it with heat above 200 degrees to strip the odors, and sell it as extra virgin. And Pompeian sells it in clear plastic, which accelerates degradation further. Never buy extra virgin in plastic. Carapelli. Carapelli is marketed with a beautiful, rustic Italian look. It failed 3 of 3 samples, 100% failure rate. It was a central figure in the California class action lawsuits. This brand is owned by D'Olio, the largest olive oil bottler in the world. Their business model relies on purchasing bulk oil on the global commodity market. At that scale, artisanal quality control is impossible. And that phrase on the label, first cold press, legally meaningless. All extra virgin oil must be cold extracted. It's marketing designed to sound traditional. Filippo Berio. One of the top 3 best-selling brands in the United States, found in every major grocery chain. And it failed UC Davis testing at an alarming rate. It was a primary defendant in the landmark class action litigation. The oil showed elevated UV absorption rates, meaning it hadn't just started going bad. It had been deteriorating for a very long time. Check the fine print on the back of any Filippo Berio bottle. If it lists origin codes like ESITGRTN, Spain, Italy, Greece, Tunisia, you're holding a mass-produced bulk blend assembled from 4 different countries. That is not extra virgin olive oil. That is a commodity. Bertolli, the best-selling olive oil brand in the world and the poster child for commercial olive oil fraud. Bertolli failed 3 of 3 UC Davis tests. It has been the target of multiple massive class action lawsuits. And it is the primary target for counterfeiting by the Italian agrimafia, a criminal network that generates an estimated 25 billion euros annually from counterfeit food. In the worst cases investigated by European authorities, bottles bearing major brand labels contained cheap seed oils, soybean, sunflower, canola, dyed green with industrial chlorophyll. Even in legitimate Bertolli bottles, the oil routinely fails oxidation tests. For a senior trying to reduce inflammation, replacing therapeutic olive oil with inflammatory seed oils is a biological disaster. If that bottle is in clear glass, has no harvest date, sources from 5 countries, and costs $8 a liter, it is chemically impossible for it to be therapeutic extra virgin olive oil. So if you can't trust any of those 12 brands, what can you actually buy? Here are 4 brands that consistently pass independent lab testing, contain verified levels of health-promoting polyphenols, and are available at stores you already shop at. Kirkland Signature Organic, Costco. Around $21 for 2 liters at Costco. Kirkland Organic passed 100% of UC Davis tests and carries the NAOOA certified quality seal, meaning it's randomly pulled off shelves for unannounced lab testing. Independent analysis shows polyphenol counts between 300 and 400 milligrams per kilogram. At that level, you're getting genuine cardiovascular and anti-inflammatory benefits, packaged in dark green plastic to block light. Not perfect, glass is better, but far superior to clear bottles. Terra Delissa, $10 to $14 per liter at Target and Walmart. Terra Delissa is NAOOA certified and fully traceable. You can scan the QR code on the bottle and use blockchain technology to trace the exact journey of your oil from Tunisian orchards to the shelf. Single origin. Cold-pressed and bottled entirely in Tunisia. Sold in dark, UV-protected glass. It bypasses the fragmented European supply chains where most fraud occurs. Bono Val di Mazzara, Sicilian PDO, $15 to $20 for 500 milliliters at Whole Foods and Wegmans. This is the real Italy. Bono carries the PDO seal, protected designation of origin, monitored by the Italian government. Every bottle has a unique serial number tracing back to the exact Sicilian farm. Olives milled within hours of harvest, cold extracted below 27 degrees Celsius. The result is oil with a peppery bite in the back of your throat. That sting? That's oleocanthal, a natural anti-inflammatory compound that works like ibuprofen, actively inhibiting the enzymes that cause joint pain. California Olive Ranch, 100% California, $16 to $22 per liter. Available at Target, Walmart, Kroger, and Safeway. The 100% California line, and this is critical, not their global blend, passed UC Davis testing with perfect marks. They control the entire supply chain, growing, milling, bottling, and warehousing, all in California. No transatlantic shipping delays, no European middlemen. The harvest date is printed plainly on every bottle. Because this oil reaches your shelf months faster than imported rivals, its polyphenol profile stays intact. Recent studies from Yale and Auburn found that daily consumption of fresh, high-phenolic olive oil improves blood-brain barrier function and reduces neuroinflammation in patients with cognitive decline. That's not a condiment. That's medicine, but only if it's real. Here's how to protect yourself in 30 seconds. Flip the bottle over. If there's no harvest date, put it back. If it's in clear plastic, put it back. If it says packed in Italy instead of product of a single region, put it back. If it lists origin codes from 4 different countries, put it back. Look for dark glass or tin. Look for a harvest date within the last 12 months. Look for a certification seal, COOC, NAOOA, PDO, and look for a single origin. That is how you find real olive oil in a market built on fraud. Your health is worth more than a brand name on a bottle. Start reading labels, start demanding transparency, and stop financing the most profitable food scam on the planet.